Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Ayleen. Hello. Happy New Year. If you're somewhere where New Year's has already started, then Happy New Year. And this is Medicine Walk, and no, it is not Thursday. I was having a conversation earlier with one of my chosen sisters, and we were talking about the fact that there's a particular way that I bring in the new year. And it's a tradition that I've developed, and it's very, just sort of for me to be able to close out the old year and bring in the new year in a good way. And she suggested that it might be something that would be very cool to share with you guys, because normally I would hold a tradition where, especially for something that is sort of personal, that it's something I did alone. And the whole point of me doing this is to share some of the tools I've learned so that each of you can be able to maybe incorporate some of these things, adapt them to what works for you, and enable you to be able to expand your spiritual toolkit with things that would be helpful. So I'm going to be sharing a very simple ceremony that I use. And so this part is part one. Part two is going to be later on at 11:45. I will be back and I will be live streaming, and we're going to talk a little bit about setting the intention and what we want to set into motion for the new year. So if you don't have a party to go to, if maybe you really don't have, well, I guess anything else to do, please join me and we can be in community together. And we can maybe set some very cool things into motion. I'll be doing sort of a guided meditation type of thing that you could be able to do if you like. And it just really sends out some very good, cool energy. And like I said, these are practices that I have that kind of evolved into something that really resonated with me. And there may be parts of it that resonate with you. There may be parts that don't resonate with you. Whatever doesn't work for you, feel free to modify or change or say, wow, that's sort of cool, but I think that I would rather hold it in this way. So whatever it is that works for you, awesome. So very simple ceremony for ringing in the new year. Start off with a pad and a pen, because there's a couple of different parts to this. One is writing down the things that you're ready to let go of for this year. Things that may have been, anger issues, may have been conflicts, maybe fear, whatever it is that you would like to say, you know what, adios and thank you. I've learned what I need to know and we're ready to move on. So what you want to do is you want to write down on your paper, and then what you're going to do is you're going to, like make a little note, and then you're going to tear it into a little piece and you're going to fold it up. And part of this is I have this little container that I use, and things like the stuff I'm ready to get rid of go in here. And what happens is these are burned and I release them. And that's being able to burn something is a very good, many cultures view that as a way of releasing. It's a way of giving things to spirit. Now, if you don't have something, this one, I actually found it at a thrift store and it works perfect because it also has a lid. Now, safety first. This is not something that you do inside. And for something like this, I make sure that I have like a trivet underneath it, because the bottom can get hot. Or you can take and put some soil on the inside and that'll help with that. But you can use a pot, you can use something that has a lid, or if you have a fireplace, even better. I have a fireplace here, and this is my home. So the signal may or may not, the image may or may not be as crisp as you're used to when I'm in more of a formal setting, but we're kind of roughing it a little bit. So please be patient with that. So anyway, absolutely safety first. This, when I do something like this, I take it outside. And part of it is that, you know, it's going to smoke a little bit. The lid makes it really cool to be able to do that. And I know I keep pulling my hair out. For some reason, my hair keeps wanting to go into my eye. Anyway, to have it outside where you can have ventilation, unless you have a fireplace that you can utilize for that. But, you know, these are really easy things. And let me preface all this by saying, if you would like to do this, you don't have to do it tonight. You don't have to, oh my God, I got to run out to the store and do anything. Don't worry about it. You can do this particular little ceremony anytime. I just choose to do it for me at the, you know, at New Year's and New Year's Eve, transitioning to New Year's Day. And you could do it anytime. And actually, it is a very cool thing to do that you can incorporate anytime when you feel like you're ready to let go of something and you're ready to embrace something else. Because a part of it is that letting go process, that whatever didn't work, whatever you feel kind of bad about, maybe a hurtful action toward another, maybe another did a hurtful action towards you. And it allows you to be able to let go of that and just really offer it up. There was something important for you to learn from it. So since you got what it is that you learned, and if you're not sure what you learned, just kind of meditate on it a bit. You'll figure it out. So that's one part. Another part is thinking about what it is that you want to incorporate, what it is you want to bring in. And for me, especially because of the Druidic tradition and earth and growth being a big thing, what I do is I take some soil, got that right there, and I take I usually use like little bulbs, and those work really cool. And what I do is each bulb, I usually choose 5, and I choose 5 things that I want to incorporate, 5 things that I want to bring in. And you know, they can get very personal or they can be very general. When I think about that, I want to incorporate this. I want to really build this and have this be something that's very cool and that I can utilize to help people, and that I can incorporate as something that is really a gift. It's my wanting to give to you, to anybody, you know, some of the things that have helped make my path easier. And I offer those to you. And I offer myself, my heart, everything that I say. I live stream. And the reason I live stream is because you get me in this moment. We're here together in this moment. And you get my truth, my heart, my spirit, the best I have to offer. If there's guidance that I give, it comes from my heart. You get me, mistakes and all. And I just want to be very open in that way. So yeah, that's the main reason why I like to live stream, because in that moment we're together. And for those who are watching later on YouTube and all of that, you know, you still get my truth. You still get my honesty. What you see is what I give, you know, just from the heart. So anyway, figuring out what it is that you want to be able to incorporate in. And then what I do is I take each one and I plant it down into the soil, and I let them grow. And it's a part of that idea that it's like, okay, I want to give life to what it is that I want to manifest, what it is that I want to be able to take to the next level, what I want to hold myself accountable for. So, you know, that part, this is like really easy stuff. there are ways to have ceremonies and rituals that are tremendously complex. As I learned it, the difference between a ceremony and a ritual is that a ceremony is sort of more free form. It has a basic theme, it has a basic idea, but you can do it in a lot of different ways, like a wedding ceremony. A ritual is something that, because of the nature of it, you do it the same way each time. You hold it a particular way, you do things a particular way. And they're both wonderful. I've participated in both. And I find that there are times when one applies more than another. For this particular thing that I do, I like to think that it's a little bit ritual, but mostly ceremony, because there's that organic piece to it. So, part number 3. The third part involves a candle, and I love these tall candles in glass, because the way that they're designed. Sam, hush, hush. Okay, that's my dog. Sam, hush. So I tapped it again, and he thought somebody was at the door. Anyway, these candles I find really, really good, because of the fact that if it's something that, let's say it's a prayer that you want to continue, if it gets tilted over, the wax will put the flame out. So you end up with just spilled wax. But these are really good, and I like these. And so what I do for the third part is I light the candle and I speak out loud the things that I want to forgive myself for. Those times where I didn't walk my talk, those times when I may have been hurtful for somebody, those times that I didn't achieve, I wasn't busy enough, I got lazy, I procrastinated. And these are all normal things. And most people would say, hey, you don't have to do that. Everybody does it. And for me, I mean, and this is just how I hold it, when I'm not being the best me I can be, I want to do something to help that. And a process of verbally forgiving myself out loud for those things that it's like, you know what? I meant to get these things done and I didn't do it. And I forgive myself for my humanity. I forgive myself for letting things slide. I forgive myself for losing my temper, which is a natural thing and it's an appropriate thing sometimes. But if I, oh, sorry, and for those that said bless you, thank you. If I continue to hold myself to a very high standard, there's light and shadow in that. I know I have to be realistic. I know I'm going to sometimes lose my temper or be hurtful or procrastinate. All these things I do know. And I encourage everyone to acknowledge that they're a part of the human condition, they're a part of the human experience. And it's important that we recognize that it's not a matter of if we're going to do all that stuff, it's a matter of how often. Well, for me, every morning I pray. And a part of that prayer is that if by thought, word, or deed, I do anything not in alignment with Creator's wishes, and you can put in whatever you would like in place of Creator, I use the term Creator, that I'm sorry. And that I pray that whatever it is be corrected and brought into alignment. And if by thought, word, or deed I project harsh energy towards any being for any reason, I beg forgiveness, not just from Creator, but from that person's spirit. And I beg that that energy go through the filter of love and grace and become an exponential blessing of whatever it is that serves Creator's will for them. And so that's a part of my prayer. So each day I put in that, you know what? I know I'm not going to be in my happiest place all the time. And I want to put in that, because that's my intention. It's not my intention in the moment that I'm having an issue. So For all the stuff that I feel that I want to correct, I let myself off the hook. And however you want to do that, however you want to hold that, it's comforting to me. And maybe that resonates with you and maybe it doesn't. But for me, it's important for me to out loud say, you know what? It's okay. It's okay that, that I didn't keep track of all the things I needed to keep track of, that I didn't do as much as I would have liked. And I will do my best to improve. There's a saying, it was Vince Lombardi said that they would always, he was a coach of a team, football team, that they would always strive for perfection, because even though they would never reach perfection, in the process, they will reach excellence. And that's kind of how I view that, how I incorporate the candle. Because as I light that and I speak the things that I want to speak, it's that light that is there, that light that is that place where I can put those things and know it's safe. So once I complete that process, once I complete, offering myself forgiveness, I let myself completely off the hook, I blow out the candle, and that releases it, and that lets it go, because that light is always inside of me. So I'm going to be doing this process later on tonight. If you have, the whatever it is, if you decide, oh my gosh, I've got all that stuff around my house, please feel free to do that. And if you think, wow, this would be a cool thing, but I'm not going to go roaming out to the store tonight, whatever you want to do with that, whenever you would like to do it, either way, it's perfect. So we're going to be getting back together again at 11:45. And what I also would like is for everyone to get a nice glass and have some water in it, because water it's the source of life. And for those who maybe don't feel like having champagne, I like to be able to toast with water, because it's one of the prime elements. It is mostly what we're made of, and it allows us to come into the year with clarity. It allows us to accept the blessing of water from a clear mind and a clear heart. And, for those of you who want to follow it afterwards with a glass of champagne, go for it. If that's the way you hold that, and if that's what you enjoy. It's not about, oh, we don't do that. It's like, everybody celebrates in a different way. So do whatever it is you would like, but for the toast that we're going to do together, and it's going to be really cool because we will be together. And no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter what time zone you're in, no matter if you've already celebrated, we can still celebrate together. So we will be enjoying a wonderful water toast, and we'll be talking about what it is that you want to bring into the world. And not just for yourself, for everyone, for the whole world. And we're going to set an intention and set something into motion to send out love and balance and healing to the whole planet. And that is also a part of my personal tradition. And I want to share it with you, because we are a community. Because, I'm not a guru. I want that clear. I'm no guru. I don't have all the answers. I know some really cool questions. And I think with all of us together, sharing and learning from one another and offering what we know, that we can really change the world. I don't ever want to come across as someone, oh, well, do it this way and follow this. I mess up too. And I get scared. And when I do, I go to my tools. And these tools have really helped me. And I want them for you. I want them to help you. So what resonates, accept. What doesn't resonate, discard, and find your own way. Because we're in this together. I'm in this with you. And I'm in it for the long run. And each week through 2017, as we explore things, and there may be some occasions where I do an extra program, but know that I'm with you live right now in this moment. Even if you're watching it as a recording later, I'm here. And I want to be able to help because I believe in you. And I know that you've got all kinds of cool stuff inside of you. It's cool stuff that in 2017 and the years to follow, this world is going to need. We each have something to give. We each have something to share. And by starting off the year in a way that allows us to be positive, that allows us to move forward in a positive, loving, balanced way, that brings light where people want to focus on darkness, they want to focus on shadow, they want to focus on all the things that could go wrong, and already envisioning those things going wrong, and deciding how bad things are going to be. Each and every one of us can counteract that. We can bring light in. We can let people know, you know what, we're going to be okay. And the more we support each other in realizing we're going to be okay, the stronger that grows. And that's part of what we're going to be doing later on. So, like I said, if you're not going to be at a party, if you're not going to be doing anything else, please join us, and we can set this year off in the best possible way so that we can create the dream of what 2017 can be. And it can be something so tremendously cool and something so tremendously empowering. It's not about going in with our heads bowed and flinching. This is about us walking in our power, walking in knowing, you know what? There is nothing that can come down the road for us that is stronger than us when we're together and when we're connected to one another and when we have faith that we're going to be okay. So, 11:45, I will be back on live streaming, and we're going to be setting some very cool stuff into motion. And if you're watching New Year's Day and you're taking a look, you can always join in because you can follow the experience and it will be as if you're here with us. So don't worry, it doesn't matter when you watch it. Just share. So you can join us later. You can like, subscribe, and share. You can join up with our Facebook page, Medicine Walk with Dr. Ayleen. And you can, if you have any questions, you can email me at medicinewalkwithdrayleen@gmail.com. So until later, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings. And for those who can't join us later, I wish you the happiest possible New Year's, because it's going to be cool. It's going to be magic. It's going to be challenging. And we're going to be okay. So until later, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. Love you and see you later.